In this lesson, we will be discussing plant tissues. The cells of a seed plant are organized into different tissues. Those tissues are then organized into organs. The three principal organs of seed plants are roots, stems, and leaves. Roots perform several important functions. They absorb water and nutrients from the soil, they anchor plants in the ground, and they also hold plants upright and prevent them from being knocked over by wind and rain. The stem supports the plant body and transports nutrients among different parts of the plant. Leaves are the principal organs in which plants carry out photosynthesis. Within the roots, stems, and leaves of plants are specialized tissue systems. There are 4 types of plant tissues: meristematic, vascular, ground, and dermal. Most mature plant cells do not divide to form new cells. New growth is instead produced in cells that make up meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue is the only plant tissue that produces new cells by mitosis. All the cells of a plant originate in meristems and at first look alike. They divide rapidly and have thin cell walls. As meristematic cells mature, they differentiate into one of the 3 main tissues of a plant: dermal, vascular, or ground. Meristematic tissue is found in several places in a plant. At the end or tip of each growing stem and root is an apical meristem. An apical meristem is a group of undifferentiated cells that divide to produce increased length of stems and roots. A lateral meristem produces new growth that increases the thickness of stems over time. The outer covering of a plant consists of dermal tissue. Dermal tissue consists of a single layer of epidermal cells. The exposed outer surfaces of epidermal cells are often covered with a thick, waxy layer called a cuticle. The cuticle protects against water loss and injury. The cuticle is non-living, meaning it is not alive and is not made of cells. It covers the epidermal cells and protects them. The surfaces of some leaves also have tiny cellular projections called trichomes, which help protect the leaf and give it its fuzzy appearance. In roots, dermal tissue includes root hair cells that aid in water absorption. In leaves, dermal tissue contains guard cells, which regulate water loss and gas exchange. Guard cells open and close, letting air in or stopping air and water from going out. Vascular tissue transports water and nutrients throughout the plant. The principal types of vascular tissue are xylem, a water-conducting tissue, and phloem, a food-conducting tissue. Xylem conducts water from the roots to the rest of the plant. All seed plants have xylem cells called tracheids. Tracheids are long, narrow cells with walls that are impermeable to water. These walls, however, have openings that connect them to each other. When tracheids mature, they die and their cytoplasm disintegrates. Therefore, xylem is dead when functioning. Angiosperms have another kind of xylem cell called a vessel element. Vessel elements are much wider than tracheids. Angiosperms have both tracheids and vessel elements. Phloem conducts a variety of materials, mostly carbohydrates that are made from photosynthesis throughout the plant. The main phloem cells are sieve tube elements. These cells are arranged end to end like vessel elements to form sieve tubes. The end walls of sieve tube elements have many small holes in them. Materials can move through these holes from one adjacent cell to another. As sieve tube elements mature, they lose their nuclei and most of the other organelles in their cytoplasm. The remaining organelles hug the inside of the cell wall. Therefore, phloem is alive when functioning. The rest of the space is a pipeline through which sugars and other foods are carried in a watery stream. Companion cells are phloem cells that surround sieve tube elements. They support the phloem cells and aid in the movement of substances in and out of the phloem stream. Ground tissue is the site of most of the photosynthesis that occurs in the plant. It also helps support larger plants. Ground tissue is tough and strong. The cells that lie between dermal and vascular tissues make up the ground tissue.